Well, it needs a stock cuber in the thing. You've got to say stock cuber. She said stock cuber. It's gone dark again. How dare you? I don't know how to lighten it up on here.
Years before part-time.
This bloody thing. Look at it. Stop going dark. How do I stop this bloody thing from going dark?
That's completely time. Then what was it? Oh, I forgot to ask you. Oh, it's 200 ml of boiling water.
200 ml.
So I'll put the stock cube in now. So
Wait,
then
what?
you simmer it for 15 minutes.
I do best at just dancing around. Sure enough,
parsley, black pepper, and a bit of salt and put it in. Well, so this is an easy one really. So it's 6:05. Doesn't need to be started yet. We just have to make sure we've got everything that we need here. I'm not going overboard with the mushrooms because we've already got something in there that's mushroom based.
yeah. So you want me to do 200 ml of this?
So 200 ml of stock, yeah. We're just making sure we've got everything over here that we need. So that when it comes to cooking, it's just dead straightforward.
Did it boil? Yes, it did boil.
Right.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Right, so we've got 200 ml, maybe a bit over.
Well, it doesn't have to.
No, I was going to say.
We might end up adding anyway. Oh, of course.
Let's do that, silly.
We're just doing what it says at the moment, and then
It smells alright. Oh, it's
we
still.
go from there.
Oh, I got to put the cream on. Well, I see that silly dance there. How did it? Well, the kids around here can't do this very good. They go like this, watch. And I say they're dancing like monkeys. What was I going to do? Oh, yes, cream. Cream. Here, here, cream. No, that sort of thing. See, that's.
I think that needs doing first. It's already growing.
Oh my gosh, it's sprouting. Newborn and upwards. They always put horrible stuff in for newborns. I'm like, why? Yeah, that smells tea tree.
The only thing I don't like about it, they should stop doing this actually. Because all the things in there. And you know what's it called?
Tea tree.
And it's
That should be better.
Food
Oh no.
What's it called? Well, I don't know what it's made from. What are these made from?
Oh, I don't know what they're made from. Is it some kind of plastic or?
Well, exactly.
It's rubbish.
All the little bits and pieces going in the food.
Whatever it is, they go everywhere, and you end up eating them, or animals end up eating them, or something.
So right, so could we have the stock over here then?
The stock cubers over here.
Right, so we've got black pepper, we've got paprika.
Use your hand.
Leave that there.
And you want
that
to
over
put
there.
oil in the thingy.
Yeah, and then put the sauce on over it. And then we're all settled for when it comes to, because it's dead easy. You're not following those instructions anyway.
Right.
So you've heard everything I've said, have you? Or have you not been listening?
Yeah, you put the onions in first, then you put the mushrooms in, then you put the whatever them things are called, beef things.
Nope.
Do I need to defrost them?
That's good. You know, it's weird, but this is why I don't like to follow these. It says,
Oh, yeah.
follow these, it says, meanwhile, slice the steak into strips. That's it. That's the only mention of steak, the strip. Heat the oil in the pan and fry the steak with the onions, but you're not doing that. You're doing the onions, then you put the steak in.
I just put it all in. Do you remember how we used to do it? We used to have to do one thing and then you had to take them out and then you had to do them.
Well, it's only because I suddenly
Howdy,
realised
Daddy.
when you have that moment, well, you know.
Why? Because there's lots of fat cats with their shit.
And,
Sign language for thank you again. Okay,
does that?
cool. That's a simple one, and I remember this. I thought it was, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, just make sure you've not put the lid on. So that's the lid on.
What's hello? You've forgotten.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. And then goodbye, bye, 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 sort of thing. Going the other way. That is true. That would be the
I
same.
think a lot of things that, even if you're not au fait with actual sign language,
They can be
you should
obvious.
able to get through in some fashion. I still don't know what the faces are for, though. I don't get the faces.
Oh yeah, no.
I've never understood that at all, ever.
Expressing.
Oh, has it come off again?
They go.
Yeah, they do also. Yeah, and I'm thinking, but why? And not just that, they do it for a lot of things, for programmes that are already showing it on their faces,
Yeah.
that they're either angry or, you know, that kind of. So
Yeah.
why are they doing it as well? I don't actually quite, because if they're just focusing on them,
Yeah.
that means that they're not. I mean, do they have one eye on?
I know. I don't know how they concentrate on anything.
What I
You've
do
got
is,
that lot going
because
on.
that puts me off, I just focus there.
I do.
Don't focus on that. I used to try and focus on this because I've always wanted to.
You are trying to
sign
learn, yeah.
But it was all the face pulling and things like that. No, I can't
You
cope
thought-
with that. Plus, it was so fast
No.
that you couldn't follow it anyway. So.
No. Like,
Right,
you know what,
anyway.
I've noticed when people talk in other languages, it's always dead fast, so I don't know how other people...
Oh yeah, I spotted something today. I don't know what else about it was.
We don't speak that
I don't know
fast.
who the hell they were, but the guy was obviously angry. He got out to the car. He had a blue top on, curly-ish hair. Spoke foreign. Doing a lot of this and doing it all that in foreign. Then he ran off down there, and the guy sped off up there.
Alright. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I've seen loads of drug deals out in the open. They're just casual now. Before they at least snook around and maybe got in the car, did the thing, and then out and then off. But now it's just casually walk up, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Then they zoom off like really loud.
That's because nobody's doing anything about it.
They just casually stroll up the
I
way.
mean, how many times have you told the local coppers around here?
So many times.
Oh.
So I don't bother
Nothing's
anymore.
done on it, nobody polices it. So
I don't bother anymore.
they're not bothered.
I'm not bothered. Just can't believe it. Did it right in front of me and the taxi person once, you know, when I was at Concord Way. Taxi came in, they zoomed off, not very inconspicuous.
This is what makes it all end up being the normal. Which is what we're after anyway. So
They're after drugs
the police don't bother
and weird
about
stuff
it,
being
so.
the norm. And whatever we do is bad.
It's coming out, so
Wearing paws. Wearing paws is bad.
I know, I haven't forgotten the idea. I'm trying to make sure. So this is how you cook food. You prepare like this as much as you can. Get out the stuff that you need.
Okay.
And then it's easy. Could you just go and get him?
Can I take this thing out now?
No,
you
just
obviously
leave
want
it
to
alone.
go out with me.
He will go out with you, but Kirsty, it's 6:15. It's food time, 5 o'clock. Just go and get his food. Or if you've got
Oh,
one
Mum.
here,
Yes, I got one in here.
well, that'll be
You're getting in the way.
Thursday.
It's not alright.
And anyway, when you go outside, you'll be working. So.
Oh no! I want to play with him and stuff.
Why would you be able to? Oh, Kirsty, what's going on with this green thing? That green nothing in it. There seems to be a green thing in it. Could you sort that out?
Wait, what's got a green thing in it?
The drinks machine. Leave it up and fill his throat. He's probably stop fancying yourself.
Like that.
You're as ugly as your mother.
Fine. That's not very nice, Mama.
Well, you know that's not true because you look like you know.
I like your hair, by the way. It looks really fluffy and lovely.
Yes.
Oh,
You know what I did this time? I decided to do something slightly different.
it's curly.
Which is a shame we didn't get black point, but
Oh, yeah.
eh?
That's typical.
Anyway, so what I did was I put shampoo in my hand. Did that. Then went in there and give it a good crack. Wow. Then I got another lot and put my head out and shampooed it as normal and more massaging.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that. Because I can never get it in my scalp. So I'm desperate.
To see that, never put it back on there when you see that. You have to get that. Clean it up.
Oh my. No. How rude, not you. Yeah, it's cold.
Oh, don't keep cleaning things up as you go along with you see them start so green or mucky.
Das ist nicht sehr nice.
And always check the rim of it as well.
Oh, you fucktard. No. Bye. I'm going because I want some peace just for a minute. I just want to read what people say. You would love it in America. I'm like, why? Because, like, you know, there's lots of fat men all around the place. Hi, you always look so lovely. Thank you. Just getting dinner. I'll be watching Full Attention a bit. Now, nothing's going on except people are leaving and my mum's going on with herself. She's not moaning at me yet, but... Hello? I don't know who this person is. Another weirdo. Yeah, it looks huge. Not sure why she wants to show her fatness. Okay. Maybe it's bloated. Anyone else in? God, these people are weird. Okay, can I ask you something? Way you how that thing behind you? I mean that the dog. It's a pain in the ass. My mum's going on with herself again and she's calling me back. It's alright then. I haven't missed any apart from whatever his name is, Richard, saying that he's on stream. I've not really missed much. And I'm missing his stream. This kind of sucks. Just watching the squirrels. Oh, there's a fly there. I'm not really sure why Richard takes all this abuse on his live streams though. And he just does what everybody tells him to do. So you guys will be better off with Richard actually than me because he does what he's told, whereas I don't. Because I am the boss, you know, and I don't take orders, I give them. So I don't really take orders. Whereas Richard is more submissive, so he will probably just do whatever you want, even if you talk to him like garbage. Whereas me, he actually likes, and I treat him nice, but he's like, he will yell at me, but he doesn't yell at the people who he should yell at, which are the people giving him abuse. Like saying, oh, you need to get that thing sorted on your finger. Even though there was nothing on his finger, it's like, shut up. I wanted to tell her off, but I couldn't. I wasn't allowed because she couldn't see what I was saying. Hey, nice ears. I'm glad you like it. Okay, I'm so sorry. My eng, it's so bad. Who is this rope? You want to show off your fatness or something? So I thought maybe it's more weird people, like this Sripurna, more foreign people going on about themselves, going on with themselves. I mean, right, I better go. Oh well, Brad will ban him all when he comes back because he's my bodyguard person.
Thirsty.
Yes.
Well, first of all, sweetheart, once you run out of time, the children. Oh, I was going to say, but the other thing is, oh, to explain something.
Get rid of it.
Mystery of life.
This Thomas is the nice one. No, I'm trying to get myself some water. Just in 1 second. I'm very thirsty. I can't seem to get enough drink. Forgot my hat again. Ghost. Normal people. Come back. Come back. Right, what is it?
It's a mystery of life. So, you watch 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 3 came out of the washing machine.
Oh, okay.
Can't find.
That's a bit weird.
The mystery of life.
So do you want me to start this food now, like right now? Forgot what. And then I come in and start this because I really want to focus on this and not doing the part putting this together because yesterday was a disaster. I ended up overcooking the veg and not getting the plates ready until last minute. So, and that was all your fault for distracting me. So there. No, it's nothing new. Okay.
I need something to stand on there. Fabulous, it looks nice.
And show my force. Just the fucking weirdos on today. Ain't it blood? Blood. I'll talk to him, he makes more sense. So what do you think?
Need something to get them out.
He doesn't know what I'm talking about, so we're going to tell him. Right, what do you think of all these weirdos that watch my stream?
Nobody should start to sound because I can't start to work. That conversation.
He disapproves. Look at his face. You can tell he disapproves. Look at that. Texting a little shit. Go here. You're so funny. I'll put you. I'll give you to him. He'll entertain you.
Keep on conversation by yourself.
Did you say something? Did you say something about conversations by yourself? Oh, okay. I didn't know you were talking. I thought you were talking to yourself, like you always do. What the hell is on my face?
The only reason I talk to myself is because I can have a conversation with you. And suddenly you'll go, what? Or you've left the room.
I left the room and you're still talking. That's always funny. No. Why does nothing stand up? I don't want it. Oh, you're fucking useless. If this was squash, I'd go no squash, naughty squash. Because I've got a video recording of me just, what happened was, to him, this is Squash. I said, I love you, Squash. And then in the next minute, I was like, no, Squash, naughty Squash. It was so funny. Because I'm presuming what he did was, I'm presuming he fell down or was about to fall down. So I said, no, Squash, naughty Squash. And it was the funniest thing in the world. Look at his face, isn't it cute? Although in this thing, to me, it looks like he's got one eye up there and one eye down there, and it looks weird. But in real life, when you look at him, he looks normal. So that's supposed to be him, but to me, they look separate people because they look kind of different. So that's Squash, and that's Don Lino, the big fat mafia boss. He's my persona's father. He's not my persona. Oh, for fuck's sake, my mum. What's going on? Did I take him out? Why are you here? Come on. Wait, what? You got I gave you the cigarettes, and you got one. I'll go have a look. Dude, just get in there. I went yesterday. Right, come on, in now. God, I don't know how they all stood it back in the old days. Sit down now. How did they stand it in the old days when they used to have dogs bloody following them around everywhere? All around the house. Does my head in. Him bloody milling around the freaking room and getting in your way and getting under your feet, and as you're trying to go one way, they're in your fecking way. I don't know how people stand it. But my mum lets him do it. I know of other people who let them do it, and they go, oh, it's all right. I like them following me around and getting under my feet and going, like you're trying to go here between the surface, you know, a worktop or whatever, and they're like, here. It's like, no, fuck off. They go over there, you eat here. I like my personal space. I know people like don't apply things to dogs that they would apply to humans, like personal space. Like, oh, the dogs don't understand personal space. Well, you bloody well teach them. You teach them to stay over there, like 6 fecking feet away. I don't like people in my face. Why should I, you know, no different? Because they're still in the way, and still, I don't know, I can feel personal space things going on down here as well. Like, you know, what is it, like negative magnets? It's like that. Just like if a human was up here, if something's down here really close to me, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't like it when they just lie down right in front of your feet either, because then you bloody trip over them or you stand on them by accident. It's like, it's dangerous and it's annoying and it's inconvenient. Yes, it is a nice drawing, isn't it? Isn't it, lovely boy? He's a sexy boy. Sexy boy. Big boy. Oh, boss, I found this nice video. YouTube where this girl is saying she is a chubby chaser. Okay, that's cool. Like my boy. He's so cute. He looks grumpy, doesn't he? Isn't he a grump? But yeah, apparently in the olden days, people used to have, like, my mum told me anyway, that people used to have like dogs following them around all over the house and like wherever they went. I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't stand that. That would annoy me. Because if they were following you, every time you turn around to go over here, they'd be like there, and then you go like that. Like, say you were like here, and then right, you were going this way, and the dog's behind you, and they're like here. Then you think, oh, I forgot something over here. Then the dog's here, you're like, ooh. It's like that. It's like, why would you want that? Sorry, I had to sort a load of shit out. People when you quite finish reloading, they accept a lot from dogs. Like, the dog will jump up at them and like, oh, it's just because it's being loving and you know he's excited to see me. Like, every time he does it like 50 times a day, even when you've been in the house all day, and he's snapping at your fingers because he thinks you have a treat, and it's like, no. And he's trying to bite at your face or whatever. So that's what he used to do. I remember I've got footage of the camera was there like where it is now when I was like 16. And I was here, my mum was there and I was like, Bruno! And then the dog came to me like this and he started jumping up and going, and I went like this. I said, in your bed now, come on, oi, in. You're not going anywhere or getting any food until you do as you're supposed to do. Stay. I will get angry. And you won't like me when I'm angry. Just want him to be in his freaking bed or give me 2 meters. Because that's what I want from human beings as well. Like millions of years ago. I can't stand it when people get too close to you. Especially behind you. It's like I feel closed in, like, oh, I can't do anything. Oh, it's alright, I'll just swing this backpack round. There you go, I'll teach you. When you stand too close to me and you get whacked by my bag when I'm trying to put my backpack on, I'm trying to put my coat on because I swing it round and put it on. Because I'm gangster like that. And it's like, oh, that'll teach you to freaking be right there. I can just imagine Lee Evans doing that. Here we go, watch this, right. Pretend there's someone behind me. Pretend that's someone behind me, because this is too close behind me. Watch this, watch. And it's got zippers on it and everything, so they'll get hurt. So I'll know someone's like over here, like about here, and I'll go like this, watch. Whee! And hang on, let me get my backpack. 1 minute. Now this is dead heavy when it's got all my stuff in it. It's not heavy at the moment, but it's got like these buckles and shit, so watch this. Whee! And they wax them. I wish I'd gone out with this today because my bag is like annoying. Except this would happen, so that's annoying as well. Alright, let's try again. I have to be dead careful to go like this, watch, when there's someone behind me. Really carefully and slow. Just imagine when you've got a coat on trying to do that with a hood and everything. So instead I just go, well, it's your own fault for being behind me. Whee! And then of course you've got the double on, and they have to wait. They have to wait for me to do this. So that's the checkout, right? So my bag will be like there. There you go, right? So I've got to put my coat back on. Okay, you got to wait now. This is typical. This is dead easy to do now I'm in the house, but you can guarantee there'll be complications when I'm out doing this. Whee! See if there's a person there that gets whacked. If there's a person behind me, they get whacked. And if there's a person here, they get whacked. Whee! I don't even got no money. I don't even know how I'm going to pay him. I don't know who he is. Nice bag. You've seen it before. So I don't need this, do I? Because I'm going to Waz's and it's hot right now, so it's got hotter as the days go on. See, I think that looks nicer than without, and you see the chain. That looks nicer. But it's too hot. No, I'm not gonna go with the tail. Actually, I will do. No, fuck it. Let's go to Waz's with the tail. And if there's like a kid there, I'll just be like, oh well, fuck you. You know, lank it or lump it. Anyway, just real quick before I go, I just want to let you know that I've heard so many times that people go on and on and on and on. No, I don't. About how old people are dead unaccepting and dead intolerant and they don't accept anything new. But, you know, kids are more accepting, as in like teenagers and young people, like in the 20s, are more accepting of everything. You know, like weird stuff or newfangled stuff. Well, I just want to attest that that is untrue. like to the core, it's the opposite. Old people, considering they've grown up in an era where people were normal or appeared normal, you know, women dressed as women, men dressed as men, and they dressed in normal clothes and not like weird shit like what we do now. Considering they, you know, you'd expect them to be more set in their ways and like not accepting of all this new stuff. Like they're actually a lot more tolerant of me and accepting of me dressed like this, my ears and tail and everything, than the young people. All the young people have ever done when they've seen me because of the way I dress is threaten to fucking kill me. Apparently, dressing like this, the way I'm dressed now, is a perfectly acceptable reason to threaten to kill me. Like they want to kill me because of it. It's like ridiculous, wouldn't you say? Oh yeah, I've never been threatened to be killed by an old person. It's like gang of old people in the church, and I was sneaking up on them in my own garden and be like, hi. But if there was a gang of yous in the church area and I snook up on them, as in not snook but just like curiosity, was just like try and watch them without really getting involved, they would go, why are you sneaking up on us, you freak, you stupid weirdo, you psycho bitch, you know. And they'd call me all sorts of names and be like, oh well, you know, if you'd have just come to us and asked us what we were doing, we would have been perfectly fine and civil. But because you snuck up on us and this and that and the other, you're a freak, you're a weirdo. Oh, like, yeah, it sounds like you're trying to be civil, calling me all these names. And I don't think you would. I think if I came round the corner out of my gate and into the church area and went, hello, what you doing? I think they would have still screamed and yelled in my face and said, fuck off and leave us be. You know, I'm pretty sure that's what I would have been met with, and that's why I didn't confront them. You know, as in went to talk to them and ask them what they were doing. But rather just like behind my fence, I decided to just listen in a bit just to make sure they weren't doing anything or planning anything. Like oft times when they've been in the church area, they've, like I say, banged the fence or threw stuff over or climbed over. So I've got to make sure that that's not what they're doing, and I don't really want to talk to them and ask them what they're doing because I don't really want to get a load of verbal or a load of shit. Because those kids didn't even know that I lived there. They didn't even know this was a property. They thought it was the woods because it was at night. I'm like, why are they out at night anyway? They're like 14 or something. And they were out at like 11 o'clock at night. And they were like, why are you out? Why are you dressed in your nightwear? You know, at 11 at night when most people go to sleep. Or at least they're pottering around the house in the nightwear. It's like, yeah, you're in your nightwear, you're a weird freak. It's like, they said, oh, we're just trying to be civil. And I said, civil? So far you've insulted me. You've called me a weirdo. You called me a freak. You've gone on about the way I've dressed. And he went, it's because you look like a freak. And you act like a freak. That's exactly how they spoke. Well, he did, the one that talked. The other two didn't. They were just silent, judging me. And I was like, there you go again. Insulting the way I look. When your mate over there has nothing on. Then the girl has something to say then. Then she started going on about me being in my nightwear again. My dressing gown and stuff. Going on about it. I'm like, here we go again with the dressing gown. For the millionth. Whereas you lot, you go out in your nightwear to the supermarkets. I've seen you. I've seen you to the local shops in your nightwear, and that is unhygienic and disgusting. Whereas it's perfectly acceptable for one to wear the nightwear in their home and garden. But I realised later they didn't think that this was a home and garden. They thought it was like the woods and I was just lurking around in the woods in my dressing gown. So that's why they called me the names. But anyway, on Sunday, so that's a week later from when I had the incident, this little boy came. I didn't even recognise him. So he wasn't one of them that was in that little group of three. He must have been a different one that's associated with them, one of their mates. And he's come round, he threw a can over. So I ran to the wall. Unfortunately, I was on the phone to the police at that point about the other incident that had happened. The day before when I was out, and the fact that they threatened to kill me today, walking past. So these are separate people. So the policeman happened to be on the phone when I was, and I thought, you know what? I would have kept quiet because I didn't want the police to think, oh, you know, she's encouraging them. But you know what? I've been dying to catch them in the act of throwing stuff over, because people are always throwing stuff over into the garden. And I've been dying to catch them. And this one time I was able, I thought, I'm not letting this opportunity go. So I ran over there, I grabbed the can, and I chucked it over and said, we don't want your litter, we're not the local dump, mate. And then he started yelling and screaming at me and going on about, and he started citing times and dates of when I'm supposed to have done this, and I'm supposed to have done that, and that I'm a psycho bitch. According to him, it was like at 9:40, whatever, you snook up on us and wearing your nightwear and you're a psycho bitch and you're a para. It's like, yeah, and you're giving me abuse, mate, so touche. My ex-call. I've seen them in PJs and slippers. Well, she was wearing slippers, that girl that was going on about me being in my nightwear. She was in slippers. She had nothing on her bottom half. You could see her arse. She wasn't wearing any knickers either. And she just had slippers on. That's it. She just wore like this long sweater type top or jumper. Nothing on her bottom half. You could see her arse. You could see her crotch. And she was wearing slippers. They're not shoes. Did you have it on loudspeaker? Yeah, I did. Well, he didn't know I was on the phone to the police. He thought I was videoing him, and he went, "Oh, why are you videoing me?" I'm like, first of all, I wasn't videoing you. I'm on the phone to the police. But of course, he didn't listen to me because he was rabbiting on with himself, so he wasn't listening to what I was saying. But he did bugger off, so maybe he did hear that I was on the phone to the police. So I repeated it twice. That means 4 times. And I said, I'm perfectly within my right to video in my own property when you idiots, you morons, are causing me trouble. I said, I didn't do anything to you. I only, I defended myself. The only reason why I yelled and screamed at those kids and called them names, which was scruffy little chavs and little rats, was because they were calling me a weirdo, a freak, a pervert, going on about the way I dressed, because apparently the way I dressed was way more important than listening to me to explain myself as to what was going on, because I was trying to explain myself to them like they wanted. Why are you sneaking up on us and doing this and that and the other? They didn't know I was filming that day, by the way. I had my phone like down here and I was filming them, but they didn't go on about the filming. They just, like I say, I was hidden behind the fence and they described me to a T. It was weird. This happened not the Saturday just gone, but the Saturday after. Like I say, at night, at like 11 o'clock at night. And I was hidden behind the fence in the dark, but they described what I was wearing perfectly, saying it's some pervy weirdo in a pink dressing gown looking at us. I'm like, I'm not looking at you, but okay. I was behind the fence listening, like the sneaky weird pervert that I am. You know, trying to keep my property safe and finding out what these scumbags were doing in the church at 11 o'clock at night, you know. So I was out in the garden because it was a nice night, and I just thought, I don't think it was 11. I think it was maybe nearer 10 o'clock. Maybe he was right. It was 9:40 or whatever. I think he was right, you know, because it was still a little bit light, but not much. And I remember I was just sat on the sun lounger, just, you know, chilling with the dog in the nice weather, you know, the nice sort of night. And I was in my nightwear, obviously. Plus, it was a Saturday. Of course I'm going to be in my nightwear. Well, not during the day, because if I'm going out, then I won't. But, yeah. Yeah, Issa, it's disgusting and disgraceful. It is a bit. Underwear. They've seen like girls in bikinis and underwear. I think Becky said that. And yeah, it is weird and disgusting. Now, these are supposed to be my disguise clothes. I'm not really sure if I should wear my tail. I just realised I've got to go to Waz's and then I've got to make dinner and then I've got to take the dog out, so I've got to hurry up. It's not the best cup of tea, but it is pretty good. And as you go further down, it's a bit lukewarm. I wasn't actually hurrying. I was actually just, that's how I drink my tea. I like it. It tastes better that way. I get thirst quenched. I'm going to take my ears off because, like I say, I'm going out in disguise, but I'm not really sure. Should I leave the tail on? These are supposed to be my disguise clothes. I kind of really just want to go out in my tail, but maybe it's a good idea not to. Just for now while I'm trying to get things to calm down around here. Right, so I'm going to go now. I've got no data, so I won't get any Wi-Fi or data out there, so I won't be able to live stream. But I'll see you guys later. I might live stream when I get back. If not, it'll be tomorrow or the day after. So stay tuned for that. I have loads to say, but basically what I'm trying to say is treat old people nicely because they treat me really good, and they'll treat you good if you treat them good. They're not horrible, intolerant, racist like all young people think they are, you know, and sexist and, oh, what is it, that, you know, homophobic. They're not all like that. They're actually more accepting than young people. I swear to God, all young people accept are LGBTs and minorities, but not. There's certain minorities that they do not accept, like furries and Therians and anyone who dresses differently. But they do accept like cross-dressers and stuff. So they'll love me in a bit then. Because I'm going to start cross-dressing. Well, I'm not the right kind of cross-dresser, you know. I'd be a girl dressed in boys' clothes. But they seem to accept men dressed in women's clothes and stuff. So yeah, I will be joining them soon. So maybe I will be accepted soon. Because, you know, I'm going to start telling them that I'm LGBT because they're the most accepted group ever.
I thought you could be out there because the crow's out there. I mean, a massive crow.
That's scary. No.
You know, I've noticed though.
Yeah?
There's a bunch of I've got penguins in there.
Pigeons.
Pigeons that seem to, and they're a lot bigger, and I have